Whenever there's news coming out of the New England area, we go right to Jim Mcbride. He is the best, and he is with us right now from the Boston Globe. Jim, the Patriots are a 5-9 favorite to win the AFC, 16-point favorite to win this weekend. Are they really that good?
Well, if you talk to anyone inside one Patriot place, no, they can't believe that they're 16-point underdogs. They're underplaying, and they think they're playing the 85 Bears this weekend. So, but we all know the difference. They should roll this weekend. There's certainly understandable why they're the favorites in the AFC. They've had a great season. Brady's been brilliant since he's been back, and the one game they lost while he was there against Seattle, it came down to a last play in the end zone. So. It's certainly understandable, and they've had their way with the Texans the last 5 or 6 times they've played them. So, I see, it makes perfect sense why they're favorites and big favorites.
Jim, is there like a feeling there like it is here? I look at that Houston staff, and I love it because they're Patriots South, but it's almost like Belichick just knows what they're going to do before they do it.
Yeah, that's kind of the feeling you get. They downplay that feeling too. It's more or less, they say, well, we know them, they know us, but you do get the feeling that Bill knows them a little bit more than they know what's going on here because they change so frequently and it's such a game plan team from week to week that it's really hard to game plan for the Patriots. But I think that the overlap it doesn't really help the Texans much as it helps the Patriots.
LeGarrette Blount missed practice yesterday with an illness. What is his status for this game this weekend?
I would say that he's probably probable to play. I know he missed yesterday and he missed today with an illness, but it might be a blessing in disguise to get him off his feet for a couple of days because I have a feeling he's going to be used a lot on Saturday night. So it's not like there's a knee that they're waiting for swelling to go down. I think he's just got a stomach virus, which, has made its rounds around the locker room. Several people have had it this year. So I expect him to play and play full. He was at the facility yesterday. We saw him, but he just wasn't on the practice field.
If LeGarrette Blount is even limited to a bit, Albany guy here, Capital Region guy, Dion Lewis, what type of role could he play in the matchup on Saturday?
Yeah, I think he's going to play a big role either way. Load week by week since he came back in that San Francisco game, and he's been running really hard. He's a guy that has a unbelievable variety of spin moves and jump cuts, but this year he's been running even harder. There's a guy that runs between the tackles this year, and I don't know if you guys remember the Denver game, but he ran as hard as LeGarrette Blount in that game, and if they need him to play that type of game, I think he's up for it. Certainly has fresh legs, that's for sure.
Boston Globe's Jim Mcbride with us right now on 104.5 The Team. So, Jim, this looks like a blowout this weekend. Both sides of the ledger, AFC, NFC, who's the team that, as you break it down, has the best chance of keeping the Pats from winning another Super Bowl?
I'd have to go with Seattle, just because I think they match up really well against the Patriots. And there's for as much criticism as Pete Carroll gets for that throw on the 1 yard line in the Super Bowl, he is a really good coach, and I think he knows how to play against the Patriots. His defense is still strong, even though they lost Earl Thomas. That's kind of the equivalent of the Patriots losing Gronkowski. But I think that team is the one team since the beginning of the year that has stood out in my mind that they're not going to be intimidated by the Patriots. They play them tough every time, and I think that they would have the best chance of getting there.
We're starting to see some head coaching vacancies get filled across the NFL, and there was talk maybe the offensive coordinator, Josh McDaniels, could be in the mix. Maybe a guy with another Capital Region background, Matt Patricia, the defensive coordinator, could be in the mix for a job. Do you see either of these guys leaving the Patriots at the end of the season?
I think it would have to be, an ideal situation. And, some of the jobs that are left out there wouldn't exactly classify as an ideal situation. The Rams, Chargers, and 49ers are still available. And, I don't know of anyone that would want to get into that Chargers mix right now. That seems like an awful mess to me. I think maybe the one that best would be McDaniels to the 49ers because they still have a GM vacancy, and maybe he could have a hand in picking the GM and picking a guy that he knows he can work well with. Or, maybe they offer him both, kind of a Belichick role where he has the say in personnel decisions, and I think that might be attractive, even though that roster really needs an overhaul right now.
Jim, are any of these guys, when they leave, is that the final, like a hurdle that Belichick can't get over? Because it just seems like plug and play for his staff, and he just keeps dominating.
Yeah, I think the Belichick coaching tree hasn't had a ton of success in the NFL, but I think these guys, both of these guys, Patricia and McDaniels, would I think they're ready certainly, and Bill has talked them up this year that he thinks they're ready and that he would support them fully if they got the right opportunity. But I think that Bill would just probably hire from within if that was the case. If those guys left, I know Brian Dable has had coordinating experience. He's the tight ends coach. He could kind of fit nicely into that offensive coordinator position. Brian Flores is another guy that they could bring up and elevate him to maybe defensive coordinator. So I think he likes to stay in-house when he makes those kind of decisions. But I guess the wild card there would maybe Chip Kelly. He's got a good relationship with Chip Kelly, and maybe he brings Chip in to be the offensive coordinator if Josh leaves.
Jim McBride of the Boston Globe. So, Jim, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but Gaz and I are flying down to Houston to cover the Super Bowl. Are we going to be covering another Patriots Super Bowl?
Well, it sure looks good right now. If I were a betting man, and I'm not, but I would say, yeah, you're going to see the Patriots represent the AFC for sure.
All right, Jim, we appreciate you, man. Thank you. And you just, do you ever just get bored covering a winner? I mean, does it ever get boring?
It really doesn't. Not at one Patriot place, that's for sure. There's always something good going on. So I haven't been bored yet, knock on wood.
Well, Jimmy, you let us know if you're in Houston for that. Shoot us a text. We'll have some fun in Houston. We'll see your Patriots there later on in a few weeks.
That'd be great. I look forward to it.
Yep, that means God's is buying, so we're all set. Jim, have a great day. We appreciate your time.
Sure, thank you.
Thanks to Jim McBride there, Levack. An awesome interview. Great job by you today. Great job by our guy, Matt Woods, producing the show. Great job by Dan and Alex, the interns, everybody helping out today. John as well in the morning. Coming up next, our guy Matt Hogan's with you, but he's going to be producing. You're going to be listening to Knicks versus Bulls. Big NBA matchup tonight, right here on your home for New York sports. 104.5 The Team.